Alright, I had enough fun with the tutorial for now. I want to go back to working on the site for a bit. Until at least tomorrow, I guess. I wonder if I should know what raycasting is, or at least in the case of this library. Add raycast support. Oh my goodness. I've been practicing typing on a different keyboard and now my typing on this keyboard is worse. Used for mouse picking. Okay, so I guess it is what I thought it was. Okay, but I don't think I need to do that right now. Right now, all I think I need is the mesh line and mesh line material. So get those. What I'm trying to do is, I think I want to just flatten the strokes if I'm able to get away with the performance for that. Because that would simplify a lot of the computations I have to do. With the shaders and things like that. So I get these points. Let me just see what I need pretty much. Looks like I just need an array and I can just push three-dimensional points into that. Or geometry or buffer geometry, it says. I wonder if the array will work directly with a typed array. That would be nice. And just line.setPoints points. Okay. So then maybe, wait, let me see what attributes I even pass. Points, color, and a width. So I don't need this path. Where is it? Line equals new mesh line. And do that. And mess something up. Like so, then I can set points. And maybe I won't try to use a typed array right now, even though this is giving me back a typed array when I render it. I think. No, it's giving me an array of arrays. Okay, so that probably won't work. Yeah, so to initialize this. Yeah, I guess I will have to push these individually. Which I think is fine. All I need is an array. Something like this, and I can say, or let point of this. I'll just try printing that for now. And then I won't print this. Okay, then I try rendering that, and I get an error. For 60 foot, this all looks correct. Let's see. Buffer geometry cannot be invoked without new. When did I do that? Somewhere in the JavaScript. Is that something the mesh line did? I gotta hope that it was this line. Okay. Okay, that worked. Man, I really hope this isn't broken again. I'm sure it is. Just calling new mesh line is a bug? Ah, this thing still needs maintainers. Oh, I guess someone else has started a fork. This problem keeps happening with this library that people don't want to maintain it. I guess the other time I want to deprecate this project, I sent links to him on Twitter, both ignored. I messaged him on Twitter too. Doesn't assign another maintainer. Do you want to be a maintainer? But the point of it is that critical libraries can be maintained as collective. What is that? Been abandoned like Canon ES and Detect GPU. That's the same thing. Yeah, this looks like mostly the same thing. I guess if this one uses, well, wait, is this React? This is React. Whatever. React 3 fiber. Okay, so this is a bunch of things that are all unmaintained, I guess. How many of these are there? Kind of a lot. The author remains is still yours, but we take liberty in maintaining and inviting more devs to join, as well as keeping it up to date with tooling, types, and so on. This way, something so useful like Meshline doesn't outdate as long as people are relying on it and have a vested interest in keeping it alive. Did he do it? Probably not. At least not yet. Oh, and this is the problem I ran into. Three.buffergeometry.call this? Created some change to make use of ESX classes, which is good. And this is when this person mentions his library. The person says, hi. Undo with TypeScript. I remember doing this exact same thing, basically saying this is unmaintained and can you fix that? I guess there's a problem with the Raycaster too, although I don't plan to use that. Is this problem still there? Can't really tell. I'd be fine maintaining this if I had like if they would let me do it, basically. Meshline. How does this have the same name? How is that possible? I'll try installing this straight from GitHub. Though I'm not super confident that'll work. Alright, let me try it. Honestly, the shaders that this uses aren't that complicated. I can mostly understand. Oh, wait. Because that's just typing. And so this is the library. Oh, it is split up some. More than the last time I saw it. Like, what is this? Process? Copy v3? Okay. Well, I don't know what all that is, but the shaders aren't super complicated. I guess this must do triangulation somewhere within the library. In here or something. Set points, compare v3, copy v3. Or maybe that just expanded in the vertex shader. I guess that would be faster. But anyway, that didn't crash. Let's see if I can run this. And we got the same thing. That's great. Extend 3.buffer geometry. Is that still... Hold on. I wonder if it's using the new one or not. The one installed from GitHub. It only says mesh line. This one says from, wait. This is being installed from 3.meshline. Which is weird because that's not even here. Let me look at what the example does. It says it's still inherited from 3.meshline, but I wonder if you just didn't update that. Yeah, this is under the name meshline. So it should be like that. Okay, let's see. Why would this break code mirror? I have no idea what happened. Okay, now it's looking for 3.meshline, which is at least what I expected. Let me... I'll remove that GitHub repo. This one. Did it work? Nope. Oh, I have to yarn remove mesh line, I guess. Okay. I'll try to add... It's from NPM. It should be less broken. Code mirror. Why would there be an error about code mirror? Node modules, code mirror, lib. Let's see how does I comment this? Same thing. Did CodeMirror secretly break a while ago? Looks fine. Must have. If it did, it must have broken just a second ago. It does not provide an export name default. Probably shouldn't search that exactly. And I should allow closed issues too. Nope. Shouldn't this be a new code mirror? Import code mirror from code mirror. That looks fine. Yeah, let's just use this regular code mirror. Imports code mirror JS. Maybe I have to do something like this. Now there's no default import. Okay. Code mirror lib, code mirror JS. What is this function? Man, that's big. But it returns this code mirror object. Code mirror from text area, default mime, all of these things. So why would it's returning one right here? As far as I know. Maybe you just star as code mirror, something like that. Possibly. Does not provide an export named default. This isn't even the right line. Something's up. I gotta close this. Just rerun the whole thing. Oh man, I can't drag anymore. No, it was working a second ago. Okay, now it's running. Don't know what was up with that. Okay, until I render this. I forgot what I was even trying to do. Okay, so now nothing happens, which I think is what I expect. I guess I commented this. Okay, so let me see if I can actually create a mesh line. And I can, thank goodness. And here I have to do push. Let me just check the documentation on this. Okay, those have to be pushed individually. So maybe it's worth just sending them from Python that way. But anyway. Can I just do this? Or is it dot 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 first? Might as well just check that. BR1. R2 can be empty. Okay, so it is in the front. So points for each point here. I'm gonna push all three of its entries. Then I have this, and I'm gonna do set points. Points, okay. Alright, so now I should have it up to here. Now I have to do this material. Should be simple enough. And then I can just create a mesh. I can say let my mesh. And this should just be 3.mesh with the line in the material. Okay, so let me do some simple options for this. Map, don't need that. Use map, alpha map, repeat. Don't know what that's for. Color, which has to be a 3-dot color. So let me just go with white. It's not how you search for a library thing. Okay, so this will default white, so I can just say color, this. Opacity, that must be 1 by default. I don't need that right now. Dash array, dash offset, dash ratio. Specifying the canvas size. Okay. Vector 2. I don't know this offhand. Let's see. I guess I'll have to pass it. So that's the attributes, and I'm gonna have to pass that width and the height. It should be document.get element by ID something. Was it like inner width or something? It's window.inner width and window inner height. I have to do renderer.dom element dot something. Is this in pixels? Doesn't say. World units, else screen pixels. Let me look at one of those examples. Okay, so here I have a material. Wait, this doesn't give a resolution. Ref equals material, transparent depth test. That's weird. Maybe that isn't required. Okay, so what I'll try instead is just not passing that. And then I'll just see what happens. Buffer of points not instanced correctly. It's just an array. Man, I hate relying on these libraries. Every single one. Come on. Okay. Class constructor cannot be invoked without new. Is it the same thing? The 3.buffer geometry, whatever. Type mesh line. Okay, I'm gonna assume that this is due to not having the size, so I'm just gonna pass 640 and 360. See if that works any better. Not super confident that it will. Now what? Oh. Yeah, it's the same thing. I think. Class constructor cannot be invoked without new. Did this person ever fix that? This is from May. It says it's just broken forever. At least broken right now. Let me see if this person fixed this. No, it looks like he didn't. You just generated this thing. Don't know what init means, but it probably wasn't that helpful. Looks like just readmes and stuff. This is just everything, I think. Yeah, it looks like that's not related. So as long as I'm using this version of 3JS, that won't be helpful to me. I'm gonna have to clone this. What a pain. I guess this person found the problem. There's line to JS 12 here. We.buffer geometry.call this. Blah, 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 blah. These are ES6 classes. This might impact your application if you derive custom classes from 3JS classes via ES5 syntax. This is to upgrade your code to ES6 or transpile 3JS into ES5. The JavaScript code in here, blah, 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 blah. If you need ES5 code in your project, update the configuration in babelrc.json and regenerate this by using npm run build examples. I wish I knew more JavaScript. So much of this I just don't understand, like how babelrc comes into this, or the transpiling. And it works modules using the CDNs. Well, that's annoying. We.buffer geometry.call. I don't even know the replacement for this. JavaScript ES6. Call class constructor without new keyword. Constructor, whatever, this dot x equals. Okay. I think it's because it uses this syntax as like function whatever. I wondered why it took them so long to do this. And it does dot call this. What does the migration guide say? Transpile 3JS to ES5, that'd be super annoying. The code in the examples is now ES6. And ES6 breaks examples. Man! What an enormous pain. Well, this person says his is an ES6 though. Let me see what his code looks like. Meshline.js here. Extends 3.buffer geometry. This one actually isn't calling new, so what's the problem here? Let's see. It's pulling these from Meshline. Using new Meshline. Let me look at node modules, Meshline, Bist, I guess. Let's not look at that. No, I wasn't trying to do that. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, I only have the dist directory since this is a release. So is this just broken? Cannot be invoked without new. Maybe that means... Well, I don't know where it's being invoked without new. Actually... I hate all external libraries. I guess I'd have to... I have to try doing this somewhere where it'll be more debuggable. And I gotta do this. Oh, there's more. Okay, so let me just, as soon as the scene is instantiated, I'll try rendering a mesh line. So here is where it starts this, wait, scene camera renderer, then it starts this render loop here. So I'm going to create this line like here. Then I can just... Let's make the points. Oh, this is gonna need the model and view matrices and stuff. Can I pass that? Or does this include common? I'm not sure what common is. 3-dot shader chunk. Index at mesh line vert. Then I'm gonna need a way to like print this shader out. I could probably use the same thing I have from Python, I think. For now, let me just put in a square or something. So -1, -1, -1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, -1. Oh, but I guess it's all one array. Yeah, create this, set it here. My material. Okay. It'll probably not work, but hopefully this will at least show me where the error is happening. Mesh line's not defined, that's actually fair. Okay, so now I think it'll tell me. That's the mesh line material. Oh, was I messing that up the entire time? At least I was able to read the message, I guess. I don't see it appear though. Even though I added this mesh to the scene. I think the camera is fairly normal. I think. No, don't know for sure. I make all of these 0.1. Doesn't look like it makes a difference. I see that square. Oh, but only when I render. Hey, Aquabeam. What's going on? I'm just being frustrated with unmaintained code. The usual. Great. Glad one of us is having fun. No, I'm kidding. Mostly. Okay. I'm gonna try adding this. Not here, but when I do the rendering. Here, so here I made a 1 by 1 by 1 cube, and that appeared. This is the resolution. Let me just put some random width. It's like, I don't know, 3. Actually scaled this down. Should be fine. Okay, we got something on the screen. Width is not a property of this material. Is it line width or something? It is line width. Okay. Interesting. Still way too big. The resolution... No, I don't know. It looks like it's looking for way too small of a line width. It's getting there when it's like that. Actually, I think I remember this having a really small line width for no reason. But even this, it seems like the triangulation is off. Like, why isn't it uniform? Oh, well, I guess it's using a perspective camera. So I don't think that should matter. That's why I don't pass a resolution. No difference. I'd rather just not do it in that case. I do know that the uniforms passed to this aren't from Manim, though. Well, I'll just have to check. Is this supposed to be either a shader material or a raw shader material? So it's adding the shader chunk, meshline vert, and meshline frag. Okay, so this extends shader material. Shader material. So if I look up that, that's here. Implemented an effect not included any of the built-in materials, combined many objects in a single buffer geometry. What's the difference between this and a raw shader material? Definitions of built-in uniforms and attributes are not automatically pre-pended. And what are those? Wait, where'd it go? Oh, here it goes over them. The vertex shader, fragment shader. Note that within the shader itself, uniforms and attributes act like constants. We can only modify their values by passing different values. Some of these uniforms are attributes, e.g. those pertaining light, lighting, fog, etc. require properties to be set on the material in order for WebGL render to copy the appropriate values to the GPU. Is it going to tell me what they are? Has default attribute values. Does it have default uniform values? Guess it doesn't. Okay, just Google default uniforms. It must give me a list of them somewhere. This is such a strange... Is it in WebGL renderer that they outline them? A random error in your shader. And then it'll dump the entire shader code. Okay, I guess that's a WebGL program. Jeez, why would they not just say that? Okay, so basically all these matrices. I can do... Pretty much all of these will be just the identity matrix, I think. Obvious error in the shader to get a traceback. Yeah, that's one of the things they recommend, is just putting in a broken shader and then it'll log the whole thing. That's a pretty janky solution. I'm more disappointed that this isn't just making a regular quote-unquote curve. Like the thickness is, or the width is variable here, and I'm not sure why. But as long as that's the case, maybe I don't want to use it if by default it's already broken like this. It's a vertex shader. There's a width attribute, then a line width. Surely it just defaults. If you don't pass this, it must default to 1 though. Guess with 2 times line width. By default the value is 1. Yeah, that's what I expect. So it gets W here. And then the width is used here. It's computing this normal, then normal.xy. Okay, then it's dividing this normal in half and extending it by the width. Don't know what size attenuation is. I'm not sure if that's even something I want. I guess the most I can try is just setting these uniform, so I'll try that. Let me see if those are already being passed. Model view matrix and projection matrix both are. Okay. So I should be able to do material.set uniform. Or material.uniforms dot whatever. I want to set these. Except for maybe the camera position. Object.matrix world. Don't think this will matter. This would be an empty matrix 4. Oh, this is the model matrix. So that is what that's supposed to be. Then the model view matrix. Which is not the identity. It's gonna have to be this. Not B. Oh my gosh. Since this should already be in row major order, I should be able to just pass it in like this. So there's a model view matrix. And the projection matrix. And the view matrix I don't have on its own. I thought maybe I should have just passed those individually. Actually, it should be the same thing as the model view matrix, since the model matrix is just the identity. Normal matrix, this can just be the identity. The inverse transpose of model view matrix? That's weird. Why would it be the inverse transpose? The model view matrix should be the object in camera space. Nah, I don't know. But that'll just be the identity. Camera position. I'm just gonna ignore that one. Just gonna ignore that one. And I don't know for sure it's even used. Oh, messed up something somewhere. No, that was my fault. I get the feeling I'm gonna end up writing this from scratch, basically. I don't have high hopes for... I've become really jaded with open source software. Because it's always broken. Really consistently. Still. But I think this is my fault too. Hey Daryl Golden, what's going on? We're just struggling through some broken code. Yeah, I must have forgotten. Oh, all of these need news, I think. Wait, how did I use this before? Oh, these ones have news. Did I not just copy this? I guess I didn't. Anyway. Do we have a small server problem? Do we have servers? Oh, you mean Discord. I think you mean Discord. Uniforms is not defined. Yeah, and that's actually true too. Gotcha. Okay, wasn't trying to edit that, so I'm gonna leave that how it is. Actually, I should close this buffer. here. I could say uniforms. Let uniforms equals whatever dot get. Oh my gosh, I copied the wrong thing. No, I guess it's the right thing. Okay. Cannot read property elements of undefined. WebGL uniforms.upload. Oh, this should be model view matrix. I don't know if I have to redo that. Oh, and there's no U. Tons of things for me to get wrong. Okay. And it does the same thing. So, now I feel like these shaders are just broken. Which is super annoying. Well, I tried. So with that... the best option is probably just write shaders from scratch. Now, this details how to do it. I think. Yeah, this has 3D lines, which is what I'll want. But I am just really, I don't know if I want to rely on any more open source stuff. Maybe there's enough of that in the library. So this is a pretty easy way to do segments. And it goes from that into polylines, which it just calls lines. And smooth lines, I guess? The reason for the fast solution... Well, the reason the fast solution is fast compared to the other one, it comes from the number of vertices you need to generate to render a thick line. In the fast case, we need 2 times n vertices, while in the other we'll need 4 times n vertices. And a lot of tests inside the shader. Types of joints. Round and miter. The bevel case. We can code a reasonably fast solution for the bevel case, while the others need more work. Maybe we should just do the bevel case at first. And do this baking thing. They work, I mean, it gives the 2 shaders right here. That's pretty guess pretty straightforward. And it gives lines like this. That looks pretty decent. Don't know how fast it is though. Also, I wonder why this is different for 3D lines. Okay, so everything to here makes sense. Broken lines. I don't even know what broken lines are. Handle miter and round joints properly. Oh, is this for... No, I have no idea what this is. Create a new vertex, which is quite convenient in our case because for each couple of vertices we send out the GPU, the geometry aider will actually create 4 vertices. Let's save the CPU time of quadrupling vertices as we did in the previous section. Inside the geometry shader, we now have access to 4 consecutive vertices in the sense of provided indices. That can be used to compute the actual position of a given segment of the line. During rendering, we also have to use the same primitives. After reading this, I still have no idea what broken lines are. I wonder if that's a standard thing. Does that mean dashed? I guess that would make sense. Yeah, then it goes over Bezier curves, which it mostly just says to use flattening or adaptive subdivision. Not really trying to do any of these patterns, though. This looks really intense. I think arbitrary dash patterns with possibly very thick lines and arbitrary joints is a difficult problem if you want to have an almost pure GPU implementation. It's so hard that I had to write an article explaining how it can be done. Shader-based anti-aliased dashed stroke polylines. Wait, is this difficult? So much of this graphic stuff is going through research papers. It looks like it's laid out in pretty much, well, in a fairly good amount of detail, at least. How people did anything pre-internet. Yeah, I can totally see why getting a computer job required a college education back in the day. Because where else would you just find this much compiled information? And some of it's really obscure too. It does have a nice effect though. Okay, but right now I don't need shader-based anti-alias dash stroke polylines. I only need regular polylines, I think. Did you take any graphics courses? No. All of the graphics stuff I know I just picked up on the internet and stuff. Does he give a shader for this? Linestrip3D.py. It's really good he just gave this code out. .fr. Well, I feel like you've really lost the plot when your math library requires getting, like, relying on the work from senior researchers in computational cognitive neuroscience at INRIA and the Institute of Neurodegenerative Diseases in Bordeaux, France. Like, why didn't we just use a library? Anyway. This doesn't look super complicated, which is good. Model view projection, anti-alias thickness, line length. It's a real math library. Previous cure next. Guess we don't know what these are, or don't know what the UV is, or the line length. For fixed apparent thickness. Is that even what I want now that I think of it? If I have just a regular 3D line, I would have to, like, lie flat sometimes. Grant wants to understand everything. Yeah. I guess it happens to the point where it ends up being a pretty significant detriment to the ability to actually learn, or at least to spread Manim's influence. Better late than never, I guess. Pretty different because we can code a reasonably fast solution. This would have to lie flat if you look at it from the side, since it's creating triangles or rectangles, quadrilaterals. Maybe I should just start with this. All the points are vec4s though. Manim world domination. It's not falling apart. It's actually, since I have this website, it's much closer than it's ever been. It just could have been there a long time ago. Compute vertex positions from within the vertex shader. What is UV? Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I should actually read this instead of just looking at the pictures. And the code. Relatively easy to compute vertex position from within the vertex shader. The only difficulty being to parameterize properly the vertex so as to have all information to perform the anti-aliasing inside the fragment shader. And then it's the vertex shader. So if the previous equals the current, VUV. Oh, this is a varying. That's okay. Equals vec2 of some random thing. There's something for the start and the end. Gel position equals 2 times P divided by... I'm gonna have to draw this out. This will be some pretty complicated geometry. Maybe I should just start with the Start with ground zero right here. Okay. Actually, kind of a lot of things had to fail for this to be this annoying. Because Grant had to want to do this by hand, and then this library had to be broken. Actually, a few things. 3JS had to not support their own lines, because I'd requested them to do this before. Actually, yeah, but anyway, that. Then the replacement mesh line had to be unmaintained. Then the replacement of the replacement, this one, had to also not work. And now I have to do it. Open source. I hate open source now. Actually, I guess this isn't... The more I think of it, this problem isn't the worst problem in the world. There are much worse problems that I could have. This problem is only annoying because, I can't anti-alias that well. I think. In fact, maybe... Where's this Manim scene? Where's this? Where's the one with the grid? This all came about because here property access. Oh my gosh. Wait, where did that even happen? Create stroke mesh. Animation loop 255. Property X. I wonder if that just needs to be reloaded or something. Manim Web is now a private company. Well, it will at least be less community organized than the other version. Yeah, something's up with this. I don't know what this property X is. Though. I want to just comment that. Comment that. And try it again. Create stroke mesh 2. This is true. Yeah, it's still doing it. Okay. App.view 255. So here, when it tries to render, after this, create stroke mesh. It's returning the mesh here. WebGL uniforms. Dot upload. Are one of these uniforms not here? Oh, it's because I updated this code too. That actually makes sense. So I mean, I do render object web strokes. I have to do this, I think. Then that one won't be called. Now I have to compile this. Anyway, this is only done because I couldn't anti-alias that well. And so it didn't look as good. But it turned out there were a lot of problems that would be caused by basically trying to use arbitrary precision for the mobjects. So I'm trying to move away from trying to use arbitrary precision. What was it this time? Data at unit normal at 0. Wait, what? Render object strokes in tuple. Object 0 at unit normal. List index out of range. As in, it didn't have a unit normal? Objects at 0 dot data at unit normal. Okay, guess I have to print that. Oh, I think I'm calling this function differently. Yeah, I think this has to be an array. Okay, try that again. Anyway, here, this line expands when I don't want it to. And that was the basis for like this entire thing of like rewriting line shaders. And the more I think of it, the more the math behind these sorts of shaders is just probably too much work to deal with. Although they could end up being faster. But their math is just too complicated, I think. Also, there's something up with the positioning. This isn't following the mouse. It's going a little further in the... It's going a little further in both directions than where the mouse is. Okay. So I'm gonna try to just add something really simple. This is where the render loop gets defined, and here's where it starts. And then at this point it's not rendering. So I'm gonna want to say... current animation loop. Or render. I'll just get this cube. Okay. Great. So I can see that. Then I'm going to try to reproduce the shaders from here, I guess. Trying to go for a thick or thin line segment. The idea is to compute the sign distance to the segment envelope, like we did in the previous section for markers. And the caps. And to take into account anti-alias area for the cap size, half the line thickness for one cap. So for segment AB, it's creating this tangent, this normal, O, and a thickness W. What's U? Width over 2 plus R. I guess R is the anti-alias radius or something? I guess it's called the filter radius. T plus O for 2 of them and T minus O for 2 of them. Okay. So TL, which I guess is the length? Wait, what's the length of what? I don't know what U and V are either. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are the 4 vertices. A0, A1, B0, B1. We can parameterize these 4 vertices using a local frame reference, where the origin is A and that direction is horizontal. So the origin is A here. And I guess the direction is in the direction of T. Divided by U, comma, V. Okay. This is convenient because the sign distance to the segment body is given by the V component. That's true, while the cap area is identified using U greater than 0 or X greater than AB. U less than 0 or X greater than the length of AB. Where did it get this magnitude of AB from? Magnitude of AB plus W over 2 minus R. And isn't this a scalar? Oh, this is the U component. Plus W over 2 minus R. Width divided by 2. Plus R. Okay. I think that makes sense. That makes sense under the condition that magnitude of AB is right here. Oh, and that actually makes sense too, I think. AB is like a segment. I feel like I have to take notes on this thing. Cap areas can be identified as this. Why isn't this U greater than AB? I feel like that shouldn't be an X. Okay, but that's the parameterization. Then where do we compute all this information? And why is this... Does this slash UV just a notational convenience or something like that? Where do we compute all these information? We could do it in the Python level. Maybe slower computing it in the shader, so let's do that instead. So we distinguish between each vertex and we need to compute T and O. Meaning each vertex needs access to A, B, and a unique identifier to know we are dealing with A0, A1, B0, or B1. Okay. So from which we can now compute the vertex position P sub I and parameterization UV sub I. T will be this. Okay, so that makes sense. T will be this. O, this makes less sense. T. O. Oh, O is the normal, so this makes sense. Pi equals that. Sure, I believe it. T equals I and O equals J. I guess this is parameterizing that. Now it's creating that parameterization. So then it gets this. What is this length though? P1 minus... Oh, this is just computing the length from the different points. So we have this anti-alias width, length, U, V, T, O, the tangent, the normal, the point, the GL position, why is this divided by resolution and stuff? Is this because they don't have a projection matrix? It must be. Because normally I would just put like P comma 0, 1. Then local space T, 0, T, O, and P. And the fragment shader does this. Okay. So we need attributes for thickness, P0, P1, and UV. Gonna need another function here. What will I even want to push here? Like, basically just start and end and a thickness, I think. Might need a resolution or something like that. I'm going to do these. which will mean creating a buffered geometry. Like so. You know, I did do some padding nonsense here. But I have to do that for the fill. Actually, not blah, 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 blah. Okay, so array.length plus, and I added some extra padding. I'll just do that again. I don't know why that happened, why I needed that. But I'll go ahead and do it. But this should actually be pretty straightforward now. I think it's just... Let me do copy this loop. I'll have key 0. Key 0, which is 2-dimensional. P1, P1. 2-dimensional. And then S. So 1-dimensional. Now I have this geometry. Oh, and there's a UV. Is that an attribute? That's kind of weird. UV.x and UV.y. Why? Oh, those are the... Those, I don't know what to call them. Texture coordinates or something. And that's 2-dimensional. And I have to do something like this. I'll just declare the padding out here. And then I'm gonna want to create this array. For let token of this. Let me see how I'm getting this. I wonder if there's a fancy JavaScript way. To assign the entries of an array. Oh, you can do this. That was easy. Let's say array, shader name, data name, attribute equals token. Oh, no, only those two. Geometry.attributes indexed at token at 2. What are you currently trying to do? I'm trying to implement this. I clicked it and it jumped, but this. Where did it jump to? But anyway, this is it. And that's because all libraries are broken. So, anyway, I can link it there in case you want to see it. If links even appear for you. Because I know it was doing something weird before. It showed up, okay. Great. So float 32 array. Greater length plus padding times data size. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh wait, did I put this code in the wrong place? I did. I'll just copy this pretty much directly. And it needs attributes. I'm going to say, let attributes. This will have to be a map, I think. Attribute.array.setArray. This geometry.attributes its shader name. Wait, where did it get array? Oh, there's attributes and there's geometry.attributes. Interesting. Anyway. Attributes.get at the data name. Okay. Let's make P0 just the origin or something. Wait. How many points am I gonna have to pass here? There's gonna have to be 4. So it'll have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to pass this 4 times. Then P1, which I can just put at 1, 1. I'll also have to pass 4 times. UV, I'll have to pass 4 times. But they'll all be different. 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, wait. Why is A1? Oh, he numbered these sort of weirdly. But whatever. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, like so. The thickness I don't even know the units of this. Probably pixels. Probably. I'll just put in 5 or something. Okay, so there's 4 points for each of these. It's going to take this. It's going to get the array. It's going to see that it isn't there. It's going to set it here. If attribute not equal to undefined, but it is equal to undefined. Wait. But it is equal to undefined, so that's false. So it'll go here. So it'll create this array. It'll set this array. Typed array.set array. Oh, it'll create the array, set the array, create the buffer attribute, and then set the attribute. Okay, so that should be fine for the geometry. Then I need the material. Thickness P0, P1, UV. Okay. I need uniforms for resolution and anti-alias. If you look at the result below, it's weird that he never specified these varyings. That seems wrong. Here they're specified. But okay, I'm probably just gonna copy paste this shading. That's probably what I'm gonna do. First I gotta put together a material. Actually, let me create segment mesh. And just import this and make sure none of that is broken. I'll just have it return a cube. Start and thickness. It's just ignoring these. I'll just take them out. So I'll do this, then I'll do add it, and just make sure this runs. And great, looks like it does. So now I'm gonna want to create that material. It's gonna look basically like this. Oh man, I got to take these uniforms probably from Python. I wonder if I have test shaders or something that has this already set. And like Manim, I forgot what the name of it was. Object rendering, shader scenes. Is it shader scenes? Yeah, this is it. I guess this was the matrix I was using. But this actually doesn't use a projection matrix, so I don't need that right now. Man. The ones I need. Are thickness, which I thought was an attribute. Make up your mind. But it makes more sense as a uniform. But oh wait, no, the uniforms. Resolution and anti-alias. I guess I just need a tuple here. So 640 by 360. Anti-alias. which I'll put at 10 or something. I set the resolution and the anti-alias here. Okay, and I won't return it yet. I'll just see if that code runs. And it doesn't. Object ID is not defined. Wait, what? No, it is doing that. I just won't do this. Yeah, we'll just beat this. But I'll have to get that. I have to write those shaders somewhere. Oh, this is. Oh, no, this isn't it. Shader source is what I need. So I'll just make those empty strings. Great. Okay. Okay, so that runs, I guess. So assuming I set those attributes right, and I set those uniforms right, I should be able to just copy this code. Verbatim. And the fragment shader. And let me see if double side transparent. I'm gonna see if this even allows me to create a mesh. Like this. Character structure property default of undefined. I guess you can't do that with triple quotes or whatever. Oh, because he was writing Python. So obviously that wouldn't just work in JavaScript. Although now I'm wondering... Okay, my highlighting was messed up. Okay, try it again. Okay, guess it's not crashing, so that's good. I don't even know if it'll be visible. Oh, what's the color? It's black. Okay, so I'll just change that to white. Sure. And then here, turn this. And I don't see anything. Great. Yep, I don't see anything. It didn't crash, I guess. Let me see if it even appears. Let's see if the triangulation is working right. It's putting 1, 1, 1, 1, and I don't even see it here. So why would that be happening? I wonder if these 2 points aren't supposed to be normalized device coordinates? Like 0, 0, and 1, 1. Should this be 0, 0, and like something higher? I just want all these to be 100s. No, it still didn't appear. Now up the thickness too. I should actually check the inputs he uses in this code. Lens space. Wait. 100 to 1100. Wait, what does this mean? N is 100. D stack of lens space 100 to 1100 in 100 increments? And the thickness is 3-dimensional. Maybe I should just run this code. What does it take? Glumpi? And is it using this index buffer? Okay, I'm just gonna try running this. How do you add link poetry? P, O, and P. Let's use GL position. 2 times P divided by resolution. Since it's divided by resolution, that makes me think it's normalized device coordinates. I think. Oh, so that's why he was passing an array so we could render all of these. Presumably. Wait, did I switch this around? Oh. So 11 to 1100. And so there are 100 lines here. Okay, I just gotta print these. P0, P1, UV. And then thickness. Man, that's a lot. Let's get like 5. Okay, so the points are in pixels. It's like everything's in pixels. I think that should still work though. Attributes.set. Yeah, it should be 4. Well, let me see. There are 5 lines here. Yeah, and he passed this. There are 4 vertices for each line. And they just repeated. So 0 to 200. That's the same. Thickness 10. I assume this is all working. Raw shader material. There's a segment vert and segment frag. I changed it to be white instead of black. So why would this not appear? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can do like get center or something. Oh, wait, hold on. I might know. This requires one of these to be called position. Which is really dumb. Simple, wait. The shader name, I can call this position. Then P0 would be mapped to P's position in the shader. So here, this P0 and all P0s. Well, I guess I can say vec2 0 equals position. We can do this. Maybe then? Okay, now I at least get errors, which might be more helpful. No persistent special factor float. Okay. So I'll just copy these. Well, I got something now. What did I put in? From 0, 0 to 200, 200. What does it mean? The position attribute is likely to have NaN values. Okay. Now I feel like 3JS is just wigging out. Move this to 400. I think that makes sense. So if this is 640 by 360. Oh wait, I don't think that's the right resolution. I think the right resolution is these, render width and render height. So it'd be 1920 and 1080. So first of all, I think I have to do that. I'm still doing something weird. It does seem to be going from 0, 0 to what looks like 400, 400 though. But I don't know what the middle would be. 1920 over 2? $960, 540. Then I'll go, it's like plus 200 in both directions. Yeah, something's up with the computation here. It looks like one of the triangles just isn't there. Oh wait, that makes sense. I have to do something with the index buffer. Because I only passed 4 vertices. And he does that here. 0, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So, oh, and because I commented that, so I undo that, then it disappears entirely. Fragment shader is not compiled. What'd I do? Can I convert from constant to medium P float? Okay, that makes sense. That's just this thing being anal. Because you have to write out all your decimals explicitly. Okay, now I get something closer, which makes sense. And then I have to set the index buffer. How? Oh, I don't know how. Maybe it's part of geometry? Get index. It's like set index? Okay. That's a buffer attribute. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do geometry.set index. Is it like a UN32 array or something? Maybe I can just go to the repo and search set index. See how it's used. Okay. Don't know what that false means. The spacing, oh my goodness. I don't know what any of these numbers mean. Other than those. We're just reading off the Python file. The Python file. The Python file. You tell it's this 0 and 2, 1, 2, 3. And then there's a different error. Buffer attribute is not defined. It should work. There, I did it. I drew a line. What does this 1 and false mean? Array. Item size. Okay, that makes sense. Normalized. Surely this defaults to false. If true, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say optional. Oh, it says optional here. So can I just take that out? Did that cause that error? Nope, it's doing that error either way. I think that makes sense, though. Okay, whatever. Cool. I found a way to do that, I guess. Let's up the... If I up the thickness... Interesting. I wasn't trying to do that. That's a nice line. Okay, it's not anti-alias though. If I up the anti-alias... This must be in pixels since everything's in pixels. Doesn't look like it's anti-aliased. Looks like the anti-alias is either completely there or completely not. There's at 0, 10. Yeah, it looks like something's up with that. D equals 0, v dot p is p0, p1, and vp. What's vp? Oh, vp is the one that it actually is. vp dot x less than 0. What are these? Why are they? Oh. V alpha. Where's V alpha set? Absolute value of the thickness. What? Oh, that's if it's less than 1. Interesting. X with d times negative d times d, and then it sets it here. Okay. It looks like it's just getting completely cut off. Oh, do I have to set... No, I said transparent. Oh, it must be because this is being set on every frame, right? Wait, no, that's not right. That is incorrect. Pretty sure that's incorrect. Yeah. I guess I have to figure out the anti-alias some more still. As far as I can tell, that's just being cut off from the width or from the thickness. Okay, but that was plenty of fun for one stream. Let me see if I can find some to raid. I feel like it's always the same people. Fun vibes. That was a good time. We had open source code not working. Wait, is this science and technology? I feel like it's always the same people streaming at this time. How do people code for... I mean, I could probably do 3 hours. This person just started. Okay, we can rate this person. Say hi and stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Oh, nope, can't raid them. Don't know why. Wait, did I mistype something? Oh, rip, that time I just mistyped it. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, maybe they turned some setting off. This person's on Paint, so they must be a good programmer. I don't know, maybe I'll just raid someone big. This one sort of just started. Okay, sure, why not? Cool. See you